What's good, y'all? I'm not going to even front. Oh, before I get into it, this is your brother Abraham the Hebrew, right? And let's just jump into this, right? This was kind of hard for me to watch. I, it was hard for me to watch this, this brother that I thought he was, like most people would say, a stand up guy, right? Because of videos that I've seen in the past, and who I'm talking about Nori, right? Um, and as you already know, he interviewed Kanye West, right? And then the next day, he's doing, apologies on all these different platforms, and because I guess these fake Jewish, um who I know them as in history as Khazars or as Ashkenaz from the Bible, right? These fake Jews, they came down upon them, right? Namely, Rosenberg from 98.7, right? And they came down upon him for for interviewing Kanye, right? Whatever. And but the thing with Nori, I seen videos of Nori in the past, and he was exposing, some things in the industry. He was exposing gay homosexual stuff that went on in the industry at like these parties and stuff like that. I think he even hinted towards Diddy being gay. I could be mistaken for that, but I seen these videos a long time ago. I probably have them saved somewhere. I don't have them. I don't know. I can find it on YouTube or if it's even still on YouTube right now. But yeah, so I thought he was, and not only that, from what I hear from like stories, Nori was like a crazy, wild, young hip hop artist. When he was coming up, shooting at people and stuff like that, whatever, right? And so it's funny when you get put on by, I guess, these satanic fake Jews, right? Um, you 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 know you try not to bite the hand that feeds you, right? But with our history in this country, right? With our history in this country, um, you should you should watch who's feeding you, right? Who you're getting fed from. This is kind of why I respect businessmen like Damon Dash and all the businessmen like Dave Ramsey. These people who preach, own your own company 100%, right? So nobody can tell you anything, right? And because if you're being fed or you think you owe loyalty to these, you know, to these, Europeans who are putting you on, you know, you're gonna feel like you owe loyalty to them. And so when something like this happens, you know, you're not going to make the right choice. You're going to bow down and kiss the ring, of the person that put you on, right? These white Europeans, that put you on. So this is why it's very important that us, as the descendants of slaves in this country, we need to start owning our own businesses outright. Even content creators on YouTube. You know, YouTube, you're on YouTube's platform, right? And so, and I'm making a video right now on YouTube's platform, right? But at some point we should aspire to having our own platform. Like I know a couple of content creators who got kicked off of YouTube, or who just left YouTube and started their own websites and try to get their viewers, their followers, their subscribers, to their website, and usually the numbers are not the same. There's less people going to the website than there are on YouTube, so this is why sometimes platforms like that don't really survive, when people are making their own websites. But if you're in it to make money, then yeah, it's not going to last, right? If you're on YouTube to make money and not really like to reach the people and try to like, inform them about the stuff that's going on, then you're not really going to survive off of YouTube's platform, right? But anyway, let's go through this video, and because you know first he went to Rosenberg, right? He went to Hot 97 and apologized to to Rosenberg. Like I heard from this other person that Rosenberg is supposed to be some gatekeeper or something like that, just because he's connected to probably these other, you know, fake Jews, Jewish execs and stuff like that, whatever, because he might have some connections, maybe, I don't know, but still, like Nori, you have a friend, Kanye West, who was your friend, probably. I don't know if you guys are still cool, who's a billionaire. Okay, so you can still, he can fund your podcast or whatever type of funding or whatever you need, you know, like you probably could have got it from him. I don't know, right? Instead of just being scared and trying to do damage control, you know, like there's other choices. There's other routes that Nori could have took. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this video. And because the second video, he apologized this morning, I believe, on Breakfast Club to Charlemagne, which is a puppet of, you know, the fake Jews, Jewish, execs, Democrat, liberal, progressive, far left party. He's a puppet of them, and so he got a thrashing from his own brother, you know, and I don't know if I'll go as far as call him a coon, but I don't know. But let's get into it. Let's do let's do Rosenberg first. Let's do 97, 98.7. Let's put it at the beginning. From New York to the world. And then I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because let's put this on. Let's speed up this video. Right. No. So I'm trying to playback speed. Normal. Let's put it up. Maybe 125. I don't know, a little bit faster. Right now. I probably put it up 1.5 if I feel like it's too slow. Let's get YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ebro, Laura, and Rosenberg. Good morning. Ebro is on assignment today. But today's an important day that we were excited to get on the air because over the weekend, our friends N.O.R.E and DJ.
So here we have this Khazar, right? I call them Khazars, right? I call these wannabe Jews Khazars because that's where they come from. Khazar was a country that is today known as Ukraine. Um, there's an old maps of Europe. If you look up, just type in Google the Khazarian Kingdom. That's Khazar, Khazari, or Khazar. Wait, Kha- so it's Khazarian, Khazarian Kingdom or Khazarian Empire, old old maps, and you'll see it on these old maps that they tried to get rid of. And today, where Khazaria Empire used to be is modern day Ukraine today. So these are Russians because Ukraine used to be a part of Russia, and so these are Russians, and basically you could just call them barbarians because all Europeans were barbarians before they got civilized, right? You say they got civilized by Rome, but Romans was barbarians until they got civilized. But anyway, I'm not gonna go into all this. Let's get into the thing, right? So we got this 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 wannabe Jew over here. Let's see what you got to say.
EFN had Kanye West on Drink Champs for the third time. And this, of course, is an interesting one because it's coming on the heels, Laura, of Spring Hill, LeBron James, Maverick Carter's company, canceling his appearance on the shot, right?
Right, right.
So
It was a,
set
it
the
was a big
stage.
it was a big deal because when I reported
And this, of course, LeBron James is playing he's just like um Charlemagne and all these uh house slaves, right? Want to please master, right? Who want to please the slave master. So, you know, of course he's going to listen to, to the slave master, right? When they tell him not to air, the podcast. So, but that's expected from LeBron James. It just comes as a surprise that Nori, got basically belittled and just degraded in front of us, by being talking to like a child, like a stupid little black child by his slave master. Well, let's get into it.
I know that Jeezy was part of that lineup and designer Salehi. And I heard it got really tense and really heated so much that the shop decided not to air their episode because they didn't want to give Kanye West hate speech a platform. According to their press release.
So that leaves that
Kanye West hate speech. It's not hate speech, right? I don't think Kanye said anything that was hate speech. Calling black people Jews, it's not hate speech. It's not, or saying that I am a Jew, it's not hate speech, right? And it's not anti-Semitic. If Kanye believes that he is a Jew and he is of Jewish descent, right? That and he believes that black people are the real Jews, that's his belief. That is not hate speech, right? They like to throw around this term hate speech, because it puts people, it alarms people not to it alarms people to tread softly, right? With your next words and your actions, so it's kind of like a stop sign or a red light, like pump your brakes, okay? And especially we know with the term anti-Semitic, right? Anti-Semite, right? Now, how can these people say that Kanye's being an anti-Semite or being anti-Semitic, right? When he believes that, and he is, and so are the blacks. A lot of blacks in America, we are the real Jews of the Bible, right? Our ancestor is Moses, King David, King Solomon, all the prophets, the 12 disciples. These are our ancestors. The Messiah himself, that's our ancestor. Yes, right. So if he believes that he's a Semitic person, then he can't be anti-Semitic. And now he said in the video, you're gonna see where he said, no, no, Kanye said that these Jews are 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 Jews also. Now I'm under belief that they are not Jews. They are actually they're not even Semitic. So for them to even say that they're Semitic and Kanye's being anti-Semitic, it's actually false. Kanye's actually Semitic, and these wannabe Jews are not Semitic, right? Because they come from Japhet, the son, Noah's son, Japhet in the Bible. The Semitic people come from Noah's son Shem. This is where the word Semitic comes from. It's supposed to be Shemitic or Shemites, right? Shemitic. And the Shemitic people or the Semitic people come from Shem. But white people like Rosenberg and these fake white Jews come from Japhet. And like I stated in my video about Kanye West, Japhet was not white. The son of Noah, Japhet, was not white. He was black, and his people, when they got out the Ark, in the Caucasus Mountains, and what's today called Georgia, I believe, in Europe. Uh, I guess generations late after that, their DNA mutated, and 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 then they started to change into people. They started birthing people who had blonde hair, blue eyes, and white skin. And I touched upon it inside the other video. I don't want to get too much into it. But anyway, right? So he is not it's not hate speech, and even his beliefs on George Floyd. If he believed that George Floyd was if he believed that George Floyd was what you call it? He died from fentanyl, the drug fentanyl being inside his system, and not by the knee of the police officer, which I believe he died by the knee of the police officer. He was suffocated. Not, but if Kanye believes that he died by fentanyl or whatever, which I don't think he believes, I believe that he's using talking points of the Republicans. And what that's my belief that he's just using the talking points of Republicans. So anyway, if he is under that belief, then that's his belief. All right. Pardon the fire truck in the background. Wait till that pass. This is not no fancy studio here where it blocks out sound and all this stuff, right? Because my YouTube channel is not monetized, and if you guys get my subscribers up, and if you guys subscribe and I get some views on the channel, and then I can get monetized, then maybe we do all that stuff. But until then, this is how it's gonna be, right? But anyway, I forget my train of thought, but let's keep it pushing.
Brings us to our friend N.O.R.E, who's with us right now. N.O.R.E and EFN decided to have Kanye back on Drink Champs. And I guess I'll start here, N.O.R.E. What was the logic for you guys in giving him the platform to come on and talk to you?
Stop right there. Who are you? First, look at the look on his face. All right. He got the wrinkles in his forehead. He looks stressed in the forehead. Got his eyebrows up, his eyes low. Look like he's looking at something. Okay, maybe he is. But anyway, he's like, yo, I'm irritated by this, right? He's furious. You can tell he's furious about this, right? Because a lot of people get on him anyway, say that he's a culture vulture, right? And that he shouldn't be on Hot 97 in our culture, this black culture thing called hip hop, right? And I believe that, and and so um yeah, look at him, right? And then who is he to question this brother right here, N.O.R.E? Who is he to question him? Who is he to come at N.O.R.E in that way to say, tell me your logic? Give us your logic, right? I command you to give us, really me, your logic. You know, like as if he has no logic, like there was no logic in this, or as if he has to answer to his daddy, right? And N.O.R.E just willingly gives him his logic. Now, I don't know why. I understand they have a past, a history, right? You know, and so this this fake wannabe Jew, put N.O.R.E on and helped him with his podcast and stuff like that, right? So he feels like he has to not bite the hand that feeds him, right? But this is a grown man, N.O.R.E. He's a grown man being questioned by this Rosenberg here, right? This slave master, and he feels like he has to give his slave master a response, a reason why.
Well, the logic was the same way you guys are giving me the platform. I think you guys have love for me. You guys have respect for me. You guys think that I should have a say. There wouldn't be no Drink Champs if it wasn't for me coming to this very show and viewing my expressions. You know what I'm saying? I remember I came up with the idea to do Drink Champs after Prodigy wrote his.
So we see here that he's giving homage, right? He's paying homage to his white slave masters, and say it wouldn't be no me, it wouldn't be no podcast if it wasn't for you, right? He has to kiss the ring. This is what I call kissing the ring. But anyway,
book. And Prodigy wrote his book, and I had to have a rebuttal because obviously I was in the book. You know what I mean? And I would come up to this show, I would come up to the other show, and I started to realize that, you know what? I have my own show. So this started with it. Now with Ye, I have a relationship with Ye. When he was going through a lot of the things that he was going through, he would call me and he would actually listen to me and take my advice. So I felt I controlled the situation. I felt that I could control the interview, and I've learned early on that I did. As a black man, I feel like I failed. As a human, I feel like I failed. But as a journalist, I succeeded because as a journalist, you're not really supposed to have an opinion. You're supposed to let people talk. And my biggest critique on Drink Champs is
he said, as a black man, he feel like he failed. As a black man, he feel like he failed. You are the interviewer. Why are you apologizing for what your interviewee said? Right? Why are you apologizing for this man? He needs to be he don't need to apologize at all. But you should not be on the platform, to talking to this slave master over here, right? Descendants of the slave master over here, and giving an explanation and an apology for interviewing somebody. Yo, this is sad, man. And I don't know how this man can look his children in the face, look his son in the eyes, and stand before him as if, it's hard for me to, it would be hard for me to look my son in my eyes, knowing that I got buck broken by this white, slave master over here who claims that he's a Jew.
N.O.R.E, you always cut people off. And this is the one time I didn't cut the people off. Didn't cut them off. I stick to what the script is, cut everyone off. But I sincerely apologize to anybody that was hurt by Kanye's words, by Kanye's actions.
How are you apologizing for Kanye? That's just stupid. Kanye don't even apologize for Kanye. How are you apologizing for him? Nobody should be apologizing at all. You don't have to answer to none of these people. To none of these people who claim that they are the Jews. You shouldn't be apologizing to none of them. You're a grown man. And this is your podcast.
Because I didn't really realize that sometimes I'm so much into the interview, you're not even in the interview. You understand what I'm saying? And so for the first 5 minutes, Kanye had walked in and he said he had people filming. And he told to my producer, he said, if you tell my people to stop filming, that he would walk out. So that the rhetoric of George Floyd, when you hear him speak of George Floyd, that's in the first 5 to 8 minutes of the actual interview. I actually check him, and I say you shouldn't say that. I actually check him about the Jewish community. I actually check him about the black community, but you don't see that till 2 hours in the interview. So what you're seeing right now, we're getting backlash for is for the first 5 minutes of the interview. And you guys understand that when you're trying to have a long interview or a in-depth interview,
you got to pace yourself.
You got to pace yourself. So, but if the people are mad at me, the people are saying that was irresponsible of N.O.R.E, you know what? I'm gonna say yes, y'all right. You know what I mean? Like I should have checked them right then and there. So,
that was irresponsible of N.O.R.E. He said that was irresponsible of him. Now, whether he believes this or not, or he just saying it because he don't want to get canceled, he don't want to lose his podcast, I guess. I don't know how you're going to lose this. Oh, whatever. I guess because, they all roll in the same circles. I know what P. Diddy sponsors the podcast through Revolt or something like that. And I guess, P. Diddy, Rosenberg probably friends. So they say, hey, let's, cancel his show, whatever, his podcast, whatever. Dude, so what if they cancel you? Your friend, which I don't know if he's your friend now, Kanye West is a billionaire. You just see that he just bought a social media platform for himself. What do you think he could have did for you and your podcast? He could have got you another podcast. You and EFM, whatever his name is, right? The Cuban, Colombian, whatever. You know, he could have bought you your own. And you could have been sponsored by Kanye, whatever. So, you too busy trying to not piss off massa over here, instead of just thinking like, you know what, I can say what I want and just build with Kanye and do my own thing and actually not have to apologize and look less than a man to these uh people who call themselves Jews, right? And not look lesser than a man to these fake Jews, you know, and you could have been a man, and you can look your son in the eye and say, you know what, I stood up for what was right. I stood up for what I believed in. But anyway, man, let's continue.
Well, listen, I hear you, and because I love you, I went and kept watching. I was like, everyone's saying they didn't catch the ball. I want to.
Because you love him. Knock it off, man. You like that you have control over him. You like that you can make him, you can belittle him and you like that, oh, I'm the white guy that helped this black guy out, right? That's what you like. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, would you love him, or would you feel envious that this black guy, you had to crawl to this black guy for help? Man, get out of here with this.
I want to keep going. And I got to the parts where you guys did try to push back. I mean, listen, you guys went the homie approach of like, hey, but what about, which is what you should do because he's your homie. Like, it makes sense.
He went the homie approach. Yeah, because they are homies, and yeah, exactly, they're friends. Okay, and tell you the truth, he didn't have to say anything. And he shouldn't feel like he had to say something. He shouldn't feel like he had to check Kanye West. So, and just like Kanye has the right to, or you think he should have the right to check Kanye West? Well, Kanye West have the right to say whatever he wants and not be checked. And they just deal whatever consequences come with it.
Was your route? Do you feel though? My only criticism would be this, N.O.R.E. There was one part where you trying to really push back at the end, and I was like, "Oh man, N.O.R.E.
I was too drunk.
He's too
I
drunk.
was too drunk. I was too like. By the way, we're called drink champs, guys. We're not political champs. You know what I'm saying? We're called drink champs. We're here to get these people inebriated. We're here to have, because that's when you get these stories that you guys love so much. Is when I get them drunk. So unfortunately, sometimes I get drunk with them. It's just he stood with that ideology. He stood with. And by the way, I love Kanye West. I really think that we shouldn't give up on Kanye West. I really think that we should. Yeah.
You love Kanye West, but you throwing him under the bus, right? Fake love.
I know this. I really think, because right now, to me, I just got on with Talib Kweli, and I said, Talib, I think you should reach out to him. I think he needs a most depth conversation. I think he needs a Dave Chappelle conversation because he's not having these.
He don't need no conversation. It's sad that he is doing a conversation. He's doing a conversation not with Dave Chappelle and any of those people that you named. He's doing a conversation with some white boy. I think it's probably still going on. I'm not sure. And it's it's just sad, man. It's like you guys will stab each other in the back just to please your fake Jewish masters.
So when he's having so much and dominance of this, and like I said, let me not railroad. I hear this say, I apologize to anybody who let them down, because I did feel like I did let them down to a certain extent, because like I said, I did check him later, but by the time I checked him, it was already kind of like too late. So I can't be mad at Baller Alert for posting the footage that I don't want them to post, because I'm not mad at them when I post it. They post footage that I do want them to post. So yeah, I do feel let down. I do feel like I didn't do the right job, but this is a learning experience. I did not go to school for journalism. That's not an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a special ed student. It's not an excuse.
This dude just yo, and I know he mentioned that he was a special ed student before. He makes jokes about it. But when you doing this in front of this half white, half black girl over here, and this full barbarian, fake Jewish master, slave master over here. It just looks terrible, man. It's sad that you really got to degrade your own self in front of this person over here. That's sad, man. It's like, uh, where's your self respect, man? I don't, whatever.
I should have checked him as soon as he said it.
I appreciate that sentiment. Laura, what do you got?
I will say that because I was so frustrated watching clips of you trying to get a point across, but there was never really a point made because you were trying to gather your thoughts and you were clearly very drunk. But
Yes.
I'll give you some pushback. I feel like sometimes when you sit down and you're going to talk to somebody, especially when you know that shows like The Shop couldn't even air their episode because of the hate speech and the consequences that things can come out of. I just felt like, God, I really felt like
Well, I
some
felt like I had
affection.
control.
I don't care how you feel. She told me I feel like you shouldn't. We don't care about your feelings. Your feelings are irrelevant. Like, this is a grown man. If you feel a certain way, write in his comments how you feel. Don't try to bring him on some, do some interview with him and try to belittle him. And N.O.R.E, you shouldn't even did it, man.
I felt like I had control. So and then at the time it's like, I've been the guy. I've been the guy that they said blackball. I've been the guy that they didn't let Hot 97. I've been the guy that wasn't allowed in MTV, BT studios, Viacom studios. So I've been there. So I was thinking of that. I said, I felt like I was blackballed before. So let me let this guy speak. And I did let him speak. And it's a 3-hour interview. There's only 2 minutes of it where I didn't have control of it. You know what I'm saying? So am I apologetic? Yes.
So he was blackballed before, and I guess he don't want to be blackballed again, right? So this is why he is you know he's bending over for his slave master over here.
I'm super apologetic. It's a learning lesson for me. I've never faced this before. But I want to say that I'm
How
sorry.
many times you gonna apologize in a video, bro? It's like, how many times you gonna apologize, man? You like a little. They treating you like a little, like a little ignorant, stupid black boy, who did something wrong. He's just and just apologizing. Man. It's man, dang, it's unbecoming, man.
Sorry, you know what I mean? I can sit there. I can say, that's only Kanye West, and it's only what he said. But I have a responsibility when I have an audience.
But do you think? How about this? Let me question you on this. Do you think you were too thirsty to have this moment? Were you looking too much to get the eye?
Wow. This dude Rosenberg, this fake Jew, right, barbarian, said that he was thirsty. Like, he even insulting you, and you sitting here and taking it, and you're taking it. You're being insulted right now. Now, this is coming off a little bit as some hate speech. Like you hate this man. You say you love him, but you call him thirsty. He ain't thirsty. You thirsty. You thirsty to give him a verbal lashing.
Balls.
Peter, to tell you the truth, I already scored the touchdown.
Right.
It was just me spiking the ball. You know what I'm saying? I had already scored the touchdown. I'm just being honest. I feel like we're the biggest in the game. I feel like we are, and I feel like I already scored the touchdown. I didn't need the spike, and that's the problem. I wanted to spike the ball because I was very hurt by the awards. Yes, I won the award. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cass.
I'm sorry. I got a question, man. So,
Jump in, Cass.
All right, now here we go. This guy reminds me of the movie Django, right? And the Samuel Jackson, right? This is Samuel Jackson character right here. If Mass is sick, I'm sick. And look at him. Look at him. He got his hand on his face. He's like, I gotta show my master here. That my master is feeling hurt right now and angry. I gotta feel hurt and angry right now at this field, nigga. Right? This is sad, yo. Now listen to this coon right here. Gonna come in and give N.O.R.E You know, he's gonna do the whipping for N.O.R.E. I mean, for his slave master, right? He's like slave master. He's like master. Let me get in. Let me whip him, right? So yeah, let's listen to this.
So at no point when you guys saw this, you didn't think, yo, it might be a bad idea to let this out. It might bring us backwards for whatever progress has made. Because
bring us backwards, Negro. You bringing us backwards. You bringing us backwards with this, with this field Negro. No, this house Negro rhetoric you coming with right now. This energy of the house Negro. You putting us backwards. You trying to bring us back under the task that the whip, you know, of this white slave master up here. That's what you doing. You bringing us backwards, not N.O.R.E. Well, N.O.R.E bringing us backwards now by apologizing, yeah. But Kanye's trying to bring us. I don't know. I mean, he ain't even trying to bring us forward. I thought he was trying to bring us forward when he was meeting black people with the real Jews. But I realized that Kanye, and I'm gonna bring this out in another video, that Kanye is just a political, a political pawn that's being used. Him and Candace Owens, who was in the picture with the White Lives Matter T-shirt, along with Kanye. You know, they're just political opponents that's being used. So I can't even say that Kanye is bringing us forward, but he's doing more than what this dude is doing right now. At least he admitted that black people are the real Jews. You know, and he ain't afraid to go against, you know, to speak out against these fake white Jews, right? So, but anyway, let's listen to this guy.
Just in my case, after this, I spent this weekend talking with, you know, a bunch of my friends that feel differently, have a different opinion, that were making roads in one way, and now we're like, yo, but your man's saying this. And I'm talking to Journal like, I'm gonna say, like, some of my white friends that lean a certain type of way, you know, we still have conversations like, yo, this, that, or the third. But now they're like, yo, man, but your man is saying this, and your man is saying that. But look, so now we're having these conversations where we're stepping backwards. At no point did you guys think like, hey, yo, you know what? It might be a bad idea.
Ain't no stepping backwards, man. You got to have a blunt conversation. The conversation you probably having with them ain't blunt, okay? They probably whooping you in that conversation. You're like, you're pussyfooting around, you know, making sure you say things in a nice way and you don't piss them off. So get out of here, man. Kanye came out and he said it in a bold way. He's being a man about it, and now these fake white Jews are butthurt, you know, because Kanye is standing up and being a man, approaching them like a man, not like a little boy like you.
Idea?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I'm taking responsibility. I can sit here and say, you know, we didn't know. Well, I did know. I did know to a certain extent. But what it was I didn't think he was going to spread this ideology. I didn't think he was going to go there. I thought that he was going to have a couple of drinks. He smoked blunts with us. I thought he was going to be lighthearted. And
yeah,
it was only in the beginning. It was only in the beginning. It was only in the beginning. And he threatened my producer that if he couldn't film, he would walk out. So we was trying to, you know, that's how our interviews go. Our interviews go. Rosenberg been on this platform. We try to lighten you up, and then we get you drunk, and then we get you to turn to our side. And we tried to do that. We did. But it's yay. And I learned my lesson. Because at the end of the day, as a journalist, I did my job. I let a person talk. As a journalist, you're supposed to have no opinion, no options.
Look, and now the house Negro, he said his piece. You know, he got his couple of lashings in on this field Negro, and then he left. He stage left.
But I'm black. I am George Floyd. I am Virgil.
He going back to make the masses tea.
I am, you know what I'm saying? I am that. And I didn't know until I saw it. I don't watch my own interviews. I just think I'm that dope that I don't even watch myself. You know what I'm saying? So when I watched myself, I was embarrassed. I was like, wait a minute, what did you just let him say?
Well, and another lesson for you is...
N.O.R.E, stop acting. Stop acting. They know you acting, man. They know you acting. N.O.R.E said, he said, I was surprised. I looked at myself. I was surprised. Like, stop acting, bro. Sad, man. It's unbecoming of you, man.
Is that being a journalist isn't just being objective, but it can be fact-checking too. And there were times where he needed to get checked. That part with the George Floyd part, when he referenced the Candace Owens documentary, like that's fact. Like that's not a story she's telling. That bothered me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care if it bothered you. Let it bother you. and sit there and let it bother you and shut up. Why don't you call Kanye on here and tell him that? I bet you tell you to your face how you really feel. Talk about it bother you. So what? Who you?
He
It
really
bothered
quoted
me.
that.
It bothered me. It bothered me, Rosenberg. It
No,
bothered
they
me.
no, he ain't bother you.
I do not follow that. I do not. You know, when the George Floyd thing was happening, I didn't actually go out and march, but I was on every call as if I was marching. As you know, I felt that. I saw that same video. I saw that video. Like, you can't tell me that knee was not on the net. You know what I'm saying? I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. So when I looked back at the interview, I was like, damn, N.O.R.E, like, why did you wait 2 hours to address that? Even though I did feel like I addressed it, but I addressed it way too late in the interview, way too long, and I'm embarrassed. So everybody that was, by the way, like I said, I blame this all on Kanye West. I'm not. I want to sit back and say I'm irresponsible for letting it go. I mean, I feel listen to Matt Carver. Yep.
N.O.R.E, at any point, maybe off the camera, that the audience.
Boy, N.O.R.E look like he want to cry right now. Look at his face.
I mean, I feel listen to Matt Carver. Yep.
N.O.R.E, at any point,
like he
maybe
wanna
off the
cry.
camera that the audience didn't see. Did you
He
have
look like
any
he
type
wanna
of
cry,
follow-up
man.
conversation with him about this?
Yeah. My whole thing was soon as the powers that be that we're down with found out about this, they just tried to remove the episode, and I wanted to defend freedom of speech. I wanted to defend that, so I was like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, boom, boom, boom. And now that I think about it, it's like sometimes freedom of speech just ain't free. You know what I mean? It's just a different world that we live in, and I regret it. Do I regret?
Yeah, we do have freedom of speech, and obviously the left, which is being controlled, the Democrats, the left, Democrats, progressive, far left, the ones who want all this woke stuff and BLM and gay this and transgender that, they control the fake Jews control the left, and they got their little puppets in the right also, but they mainly control the left, or the left is planting some puppets in the right, and the Republicans, but they mainly control the left, right? And most rappers and what you call it, music artists and movie industry actors, actresses, they usually lean left, right? Because they go with the control. And who's controlling? The fake Jews. So, but anyway, and Kanye, he's moving to the right. He's moving with the Republicans, right? And so, I mean, they're gonna have a hard time. The left is gonna have a hard time when the Republicans take the Senate and when they take Congress, right? And then in 2024 when they take the presidency, they already got the judicial branch. I tell you, y'all left this, y'all gonna have a hard time. But anyway,
I want to be honest. I regret.
So if you had to do it again, you would have passed on the interview or not put it out.
No, I would have been the better journalist that I am.
Shit, hold on. I'd have put it out. But no, they breaking you, they buck breaking you, they taking the biggest and strongest of our, well, you're not the biggest and strongest, but man, you from what I heard, you was out there, like you said, like you said before, you got blackballed, right? So that means you was doing some talking, right? And so they taking the ones who was known for standing up and being an outcast, or being rebellious and stuff like that, and they breaking you. They are what you call it, humiliating. I'm trying to get the word out, whatever. They are humiliating you, right, in front of your peers, and they're making an example of you. They want to make an example of Kanye, but I don't think they're gonna do it. They making an example of you, to let the other ones, hey, don't do it. You got to let the other ones know that you better not do it, right? But anyway, so that's buck breaking. Is what they used to do to us back in slavery times. So they breaking this buck right here called N.O.R.E.
Yeah, I would have probably not drunk. I would have probably stayed sober the whole time and just stayed on the subject, because I still believe people have a right to speak. Whether it's something that you agree with or not, but you have a right to also check them on it and check them immediately. And that's what I regret.
And I love and like it was really interesting too, because for people watching it, you know, you guys don't know N.O.R.E personally. And when N.O.R.E's jumping in at one point, you're like, yeah, we love Jewish people. We love Jewish people. Like, I'm like, no, he's sincere. Like, he has a lot of Jewish friends. He's really, really serious about this. And Ye would not accept it. Like, he wanted
By
to
the
say what
way,
he was
Steve
saying.
Rifkin is in the building. Steve Rifkin is in the show. My friend Diego is in the show. Eric Mantel is in the show.
Hey, Steve was with Ye?
No,
He just came.
He knew what he was walking into.
Got it.
I needed black people there. I needed Jewish people there. I needed everyone there to know that the people that if you are offended, they're right here, Ye. They're right here. And Ye has a picture. If you look at the behind.
Okay, so if these fake Jews and probably fake Jewish execs, I don't know, Steve Rinkin, I guess he's an exec or something like that. If they was there and they didn't have a problem with it, why do you got a problem with it, Rosenberg? Why are you trying to stand up and say something? You should mind your business just like they mind their business, because they know it's true what's coming out of his mouth or whatever. So you should just let it fly. But no, you want to once again open up your mouth, and try to claim, to the world that you are a real Jew and you're not, and that you're hurt by these opinions and facts, by these facts and opinions of Kanye, fact that we are the real Jews, and all the other stuff was kind of opinions, but you're hurt by this stuff. And whatever. Come on.
That's Ye hugging Steve Rifkin. That's Steve Rifkin hugging him. This is one of the biggest Jewish people in the world. Who takes plans? This is him.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, if anybody's supposed to check him, let my Jewish constituents tell me right then and there.
But did they? No. So why is Rosenberg checking you?
I'm not the best journalist in the world. So that's the reason why, like I said, I could be here and say, that's just Ye. But I want to apologize for my part of it. My part in letting this rhetoric fly. You know what I mean? I didn't notice it till it was out already. Because like I said, I don't edit. We don't edit. Rosenberg, you did our show. You know that we don't edit. We want the purest.
Oh, believe me, I've wanted you to edit things from other people's interviews before. No, you don't.
What? Guess what? We're going to start editing.
Hey, N.O.R.E.
He changed his rules once the slave master, gave him those lashings. Now you got to change his rules. Now you got to act up, right? I mean, now you got to act right, and you got to toe the line because Master told you. Because Master's gonna punish you. So it's just sad, man. It's sad to see. For me to see this. It's like, man. And it's not like Kanye saying anything that us Israelites wasn't saying for like decades. Like this ain't no new information. I guess because it's Kanye and he has all this clout that they don't want someone like him to say it. But whatever, man.
Listen. I know you're going to probably continue to get dragged for a little bit, and I'll now probably get dragged for being too easy on you. But guess what? I know where your heart is, and I appreciate you coming on and taking ownership today.
Yeah, we appreciate your honesty.
I'm sorry.
Tired of these coons and crackers, man.
I now know.
All right, N.O.R.E, love you, man. Take care of yourself.
Thank you guys, man. All right, one love.
I don't even want to look at the one that I already saw it earlier, the one with Charlamagne. It's just some more of this, apologizing, begging on his knees, just I can't hear too much of a man being treated like a child, man. It's just it drains my energy. But and this is why the black women, our black women don't respect us as black men, because they see us being broken and beaten and buck broken, by these white men. They've been seeing it for so long that they like, what? I'm gonna go over to the white side, since they seem like they got the power, and they breaking down my black men. My black men look weak. They look They look they look defenseless. Like they can't even defend themselves. How can they defend a woman? So this is why the other nations are disrespecting us. Because they see us being disrespected and treated like and belittled, and we taking it, and we just going, yes, a master, yes, a master. So they're gonna come in and treat us the same way that the slave master is treating us. It got to come a time where real men got to stand up, and we can't be afraid to say what you know. We can't be afraid to speak the truth. It's kind of like what the Messiah said. Whatever they tell you in secret, tell it on the rooftop. Expose these secrets. Like the Messiah, he stood on it. He stood on it. Go back to the Gospels and read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The Messiah stood on it. He ain't hold his tongue for nobody. The only reason why he died is because he had to. The Father in heaven had it was ordained for him to die for our sins, so we can have eternal life. But when he comes back, as the scripture says, he's coming back as a lion, as a roaring lion of the tribe of Judah, and he's coming back to conquer, not to do what N.O.R.E just did. So, but anyway, the Most High is waking up real men in these last hours, and obviously N.O.R.E is not one of them. And we're going to stand on these truths. We're going to stand on that we the black Jews and that they're fake Jews. We're going to stand on, that they're wicked, that they're the synagogue of Satan, and all this other stuff. We're going to stand on it. Not that other bubblegum stuff that Kanye West was talking about, but the real stuff, like the blacks being Jews. And we got to get back to these commandments. We can't be out here killing, stealing, lying, committing adultery, fornications, and all this other coveting, being greedy. Going to church on Sunday. No, the last day of the week is Saturday, and we got to keep the Sabbath on Saturday, the last day of the week. No working, not going to no church building. Well, you go to church building if you want, but it better be on a Saturday, and it better be some righteousness going up in there, not pastor stealing the money. But anyway, I don't want to rant on all this other stuff, right? I'll make a video about us being, Jews and how we should be acting and stuff like that. If y'all want to hear that type of stuff, right? But anyway, you already know what to do. Give me some, I appreciate it if you guys, would subscribe and actually watch these videos. So I'm trying to put out some more videos. I know I'm not consistent, but I'm trying to work with my schedule to be consistent and to talk about relevant stuff when it is relevant, and but yeah, so if y'all could, or if you don't want to, whatever, subscribe, give it a like, give it a thumbs down, whatever, comment if you want, and yeah, till next time, peace, shalom.